Hi. So this is Rick and Marta Boyd with Don't Drive By in a Bee. And we're wondering, what would you do if there was a tornado warning? Stay tuned. Hello, we're back and uh, we're camping with some good friends, and it was our last night. And we're in the Spearman area, one of our favorite camping places. Well, it's kind of in what you might call Tornado Alley because this place always gets is in an area that always gets bad storms. But we thought it would be really nice, and we made it out before Memorial Weekend. Well, right after an early dinner, there was an emergency broadcast, and it was talking about being in a tornado watch until like 7 o'clock. This is about 5 o'clock. Well, not long after that, the campground host or secretary came down and through and told us that we were now in a tornado warning and we had to take shelter. So we had just a few minutes, they said, about how far away it was. And so we had already kind of started picking up our camp because of the watch. But now we had to make sure we got everything because of the warning put away real quick. So real quick we did that, and she said we could go over to, they had a tornado shelter, and we could go over there. So we quick piled in our friend's truck and went over there, started down there. I'm afraid of dark places and enclosed places, claustrophobic. So there was no way I was going to go down in there first. But my friend, well, she went down there, and then her husband started to follow her, and I was just getting ready to get on the ladder to go down there, but I could smell, and the lady had said they had just fumigated it that afternoon to kill off scorpions that were in there. So the scorpions were all dead, but my friend said, we can't stay down here, I can't breathe. Well, imagine the fumes and everything from that strong pesticide in an enclosed tornado shelter. So quickly they came up the ladder, and we went over, and it took us a little bit to get over, but we hurried over to the office where there was a basement, and we went in there. And a tornado touched down fairly close, I think, and it was interesting because the winds would go from nothing to 67 miles an hour in a heartbeat, and they were fluctuating. The temperature dropped. We could all kind of feel the drop in the temperature, the cool air. And then we were all interested. Everybody wanted to look at the clouds, until there was another, funnel spotted, or our husbands spotted a cloud, that was circling, and it was just coming over the top of us. So we all quickly went back down in the basement while that, passed over us. And luckily, no tornadoes, no damage, but it went from like 5:30 to 7:45 approximately. So there went our kind of our last evening. By the time we got done and went back, well, our friends, because they had actually gone down into the shelter, they were coughing and probably felt nauseated, from all of that. And I mean, I could smell it, and with my bronchitis, I'm sympathy coughing or whatever you want to call it, because I could definitely smell it. That's why I said I don't really want to go down anyway. But we all came back. We were tired, and
it was windy all night.
And what did you say? It was real windy.
Real windy all night.
And we were
till
still
midnight. Tornado watch.
We were under a tornado watch until midnight, so we kept our radio on, I guess, until midnight. But I was so tired I fell asleep before that.
But always know what during this time.
Yeah. You have to always be prepared for something like that to happen. We had an alternative plan that I think would have worked out, pretty well had there been a tornado. But we were still wondering where the tornado touched down, of how close it was. We're in the B. I actually wasn't as worried about it as I was our friend's trailer, because I thought that could more easily, the wind could more easily topple it, and I think they were kind of concerned about that too. But luckily we got back and the trailers were intact, and as far as rain, it had rained, but nothing, no downpour, and it wasn't continually raining at that time. So, but always be aware of your surroundings and
what time of year it is.
Yes, and where you're at, where you're at first, then your surroundings, what time of year. And what would you do if there was a tornado or a fire or something? And just always be ready for the unexpected. We have another, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, so I'm going to mention it again, to be sure to have a weather radio with you. And we have a pretty good weather radio. It has batteries and they're rechargeable. Also, it has a solar, so that's presumably, which we haven't had it long enough to know, if it will also can recharge with the solar, and a crank. It has also a crank. So in an emergency, supposedly you can crank it even to get, hear enough if something should happen. But it has a light, and it also has supposed to have something like an SOS, but primarily the most important thing, really to me, I like the idea that it has a light, but is to be able to have the AM, FM weather band radio, and to have that with you.
And know where it is.
Yes, and know where it is. Because we knew we had it with us when we got all of these watches and warnings. Now, thank goodness we were able to receive a radio station that gave us the tornado watch in the Travato here. But if for some reason you couldn't pick up, the radio station very well because nothing else worked, or you couldn't get any TV, phones didn't work, and that kind of thing. So there wasn't any type of coverage like that. So the fact that it picked up a radio station was great. But if it hadn't, it would have been nice to find the radio that we had. We'd packed so well, evidently, that we forgot where we put it. Hope that doesn't happen to you. We're always misplacing something that we need, and it's, well, I know we brought it, but you can't find it. Anyway, stay safe out there. To give you an idea, this is the size of that radio, and it is
Monday, mostly sunny. A 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 80s. Monday night, partly cloudy.
solar.
Lows in the upper 60s.
It's got batteries.
Mostly sunny.
got a
with
hand
showers
crank.
and a slight chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 80s.
It plugs in with
The
a,
precipitation 40%.
I don't know whether, two different types of things you could, ways you could plug it in and recharge batteries.
Lows in the upper 60s.
So this is called
Wednesday,
a
mostly
running
sunny
snail,
with a chance of
and I
showers
got
and a
it from
chance of thunderstorms.
Amazon. I
Highs in the
ordered it
upper
through
80s.
there.
Chance of
All right.
precipitation 30%.
Thanks for joining us, and if you liked it, let us know. Press, is it a like button, Rick? What is that?
Thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Hit the
Like and the
thumbs
thumbs up.
and be sure to subscribe and join us next time. Take care.